It is very informative and interesting the whole way through. I have a GPS, and I would be completely lost in Kansas City if I didn't use it all the time, so I definitely relate to all the information you're giving us. This was number 3 in the manual, get to the point. And so the objectives in the manual, you need to determine a topic and come up with your general and specific purposes. Re-evaluate those all the way through, re-emphasize those all the way through. So your general purpose is to inform, persuade, entertain, or inspire the audience. Your specific purpose is what you want the audience to do after your speech is over. And you're not supposed to use notes for this one, but I don't think I've seen you use notes in any of your speeches so far in person, so that was not hard for you at all. So your general purpose was obviously to inform us about GPS and the 3 main elements. And so you did a really good job with that, and it was very interesting the whole way through with the space segment, the control segment, and the user segment. What you could have done maybe with those, make those what Jesse just said about adding the story. So maybe when you were talking about the 3 segments, which is very interesting, each one of them with the space and the way the satellites came down, the way you explained it was really good. You could have maybe added a story or made another example that could have brought us in a little bit better right there. Throughout your whole speech, you always have really good hand gestures, as Sharon was talking about. That's one thing I've noticed in all of your speeches before. It's really easy for you to use your hands and your arms, have body language. And so that it was definitely a good job. You wanted me to watch for eye contact and body language. So you have great eye contact when you speak, but as Sharon was talking about, watching the other speakers, one thing I always notice all the other speakers do is whenever they have a pause, they just keep their eyes on the crowd. And so whenever you had a pause, you had a lot of information that you brought. So whenever so many times you kind of look down. I don't know if you're just kind of rethinking, make sure you knew what you're thinking next, or that was just kind of every pause it seemed like you looked down just a little bit. So that may be something you wanted to watch when the video comes up. Maybe something that we want to try to take out. Instead of looking down in between each one of your points, try to keep your eyes up front. Maybe that'd be a time to give more body language throughout the crowd. I think you had a really great sentence at the end to kind of round out the speech when you're talking about being at the stoplight, and the next time you're at a stoplight, you want to decide if you want to turn right or turn left, to look up the sky. And so that's a great way of kind of bringing back the points of going through everything. And so the last thing I would think about is maybe figuring out how to include a specific purpose. And so if your general purpose was obviously to inform us about GPS, but maybe your specific purpose would be how you use one, or how they would get along better if they had one too. Great speech, though.